And we are recording. Welcome to Launch with Launch Academy. This is the first of the several sessions that we're going to have this year. Happy New Year. It's great to be back. Thank you for being here live. You're with us live. And if you're watching this recording, please make sure that you communicate with us if there's anything you want to share with us, any concerns, anything happening. I know we talk about, internally we talk about resolutions for this year, but more than resolutions, we're talking about intentions. So if you have any resolutions, intentions for you and your student, you want to share that with us, please let us know. With that, I missed to introduce myself. My name is Jesus Ulloa. I am your school principal. And if I'm going too fast, just stop me down. Maybe it's the coffee. It's the new year. And with me is Miss Quinn. So who are you, Miss Quinn?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us or listening to our recording. My name is Courtney Quinn. I'm the assistant principal here at Launch Virtual Academy. If there's anything we can do to help you out, to help your student out, we are here. Please feel free to contact us.
Excellent. And also with us, we have Mr. Dorian Delgado. Who are you?
Happy New Year, everybody. I'm Mr. Delgado. I'm the ASB advisor here at Launch Virtual Academy.
Beautiful. So with that, let's start with the announcements for this first Launch with Launch. And today we're doing this in English. Tomorrow we're going to do the same thing in Spanish. So here we go. We're recording this part of the conversation. We're going to give you an update from the ASB. Then we're going to talk about progress reports coming out this week. Someone said, isn't that too soon? Well, you'll hear why it is important to get the first progress report out this early into the quarter. And then Ms. Quinn is also going to share some information about upcoming standardized testing. Finally, we'll close the recording and we're going to engage in a conversation live with the person and the parents and students that are with us in this moment. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
No.
Okay, so that means that I need to share my screen. There you go. It's always good to check, right? Beautiful. So let's go and let's hear from the ASB, Mr. Delgado.
All right, so we do have some exciting developments here. We are in the process of finalizing our planning for Launch Virtual Academy's first ever graduation and promotion. This is for our seniors and our 8th graders. We are very close to securing our venue location. However, we do have our date. The graduation and promotion will take place on that last week of school. We're looking at the week of June 1st. Yeah, so that's May 29th to June 2nd. That week, we will be having our graduation. More information on once that venue is finalized, we'll be able to share that location with you guys. Also, cap and gown information will be coming out very, very soon on the weekly Skyrocket newsletter. And that's where we're at right now in the planning process. And we're really, really excited to have our first graduation. I think it's going to be a good time and hopefully everyone loves it.
Excellent. I think everyone's waiting for that announcement. We've been getting phone calls and emails asking already about that. So thank you, Mr. Delgado, for sharing that information with us. Now, let's talk about progress reports. Can you tell us, Ms. Quinn, why we're having this progress report so early into the quarter?
Most definitely, Dr. Ulloa. So Friday, January 27th will be our first progress report. This will be exactly 3 weeks into our quarter, which is fantastic. It means you'll get an update on how your student is doing right away. This is so that we can make sure that we really are targeting our students who might need additional support. We already will have those grades available, and starting that Monday morning, be able to start targeting those students who have incompletes for that first progress report. Something else good about this is that our second progress report will come out February 16th. This aligns with all of the progress reports in the Sweetwater Union High School District, and this is especially important when it comes to sports eligibility. And then final grades, we have the date for you as well. That's on St. Patrick's Day, so 3/17/23. That will be coming out. It will be emailed to our parents. Are you gonna switch that color to green? It looked like. That'll be emailed out to our parents as well as be available at Infinite Campus. Now, grades are always available on Infinite Campus on the portal. Teachers actually today have been able to start submitting their grades. They will finish submitting their grades tomorrow evening, and then you as the parent will have access on Friday as well as your student. We will email these grades out both to parents and students to their emails as well, so you can check your email or you can check the Infinite Campus portal. If you have questions about progress report grades, the very first person that you and your student should get in contact with is the teacher. If you're having difficulty with that, you can always reach out to the academic coach. And then after that, you can reach out to your counselors. But talking to the teacher, making those Calendly appointments is most important.
Thank you, Ms. Quinn. And it is important to know, you remember the official meeting that most likely you attended before joining our school. We talked about it takes 3 to tango in Launch Academy. We said the student, the family of the student, and the entire school. And we realized that within the first 3 weeks of each quarter, that's the make or break. That's when we see that either our students are on track to finish on pace or they're completely disconnected. So that's why we want to make sure that we get to the students that need the most support earlier into the quarter and we don't wait till the end. So thank you, Ms. Quinn, for providing that information. Has any other school in person or online, we're going to be working on standardized testing. And there's several tests coming our way. Ms. Quinn, can you explain each of those tests and who is involved and how we're going to do that?
Yes, I definitely can. So the first test that I want to talk about is the physical education test. Now, this is for only grades 7 and 9. So only 7th graders and 9th graders are taking this test. The test will be between February 1st and March 10th. And this is testing that has to be done in person and by appointment. Today, I will be sending out a letter to all 7th and 9th graders that gives them the links to make those appointments. And those will be afternoon appointments. They have time to figure out what works best for their schedule, but this is an in-person test. So there's no way to do this test online because it does involve a little bit of pacer running, so no mile anymore, some push-ups, but all pretty light activities. Our PE teachers will be promoting this to the students they have Q3, but some of our students won't have PE until Q4, and we're still asking them to come in so that they can take the test in the correct window. So we have that coming up. It will be on the newsletter, but for those students who do need to take that exam, a letter will be sent out. The second test we have is our LPAC, or a test for our English learners. Now, the purpose of this test is for all English learners to take, and this is one of the classifications in order to become reclassified as English proficient. It will be either online or in person, so we're going to give options for both. Our student program facilitator, Mr. Hernandez, is the one who's going to be spearheading this event, and he'll be contacting our English learners. There are 4 parts to this test. There is a reading, writing, and listening part, as well as there is a speaking part. The speaking part is a little bit more complicated because a tester has to hear the student talk. It can be done online, but we bring in district testers for that. So if you do have a student who's an English learner, they will be testing between February 1st and May 31st with a speaking portion in April. If you are not contacted about this test and your student is not contacted, then they are not an English learner, but this is one of the qualifications needed in order to reclassify a student as English proficient. We were able to already reclassify for some students from last year's LPAC. We're hoping to reclassify more this year. And then lastly, we have the California state testing that kind of hits a larger group of our student body. So for our CASP testing, we are looking at grades 7, 8, and 11, and then science for grade 8 and our students in high school. You have to take the science test at least once in high school. Normally, we give that test to 11th and 12th graders since the science test for high schoolers involves biology and chemistry. The window for testing is February 22nd to June 2nd. So we have a large window of time. We will be offering online and in-person options. We will put those in-person options out just because sometimes a student feels more comfortable to come in to take the test. The Wi-Fi is good. There's people here for support if something goes wrong with the device. But we will offer online options. Miss Conchas, Yadira Conchas, will be helping with the California state testing. She'll be the one heading that up. I know you received, all families in grades 7, 8, and 11, those who need science, a letter from the district letting them know CASP testing wasn't going to be occurring. And then we'll be sending out further information as we get closer to that February 22nd date. Just shows that we're very busy here. We have a lot of things going on, a lot of testing. We're using a lot of our support staff, and we appreciate families, students making those appointments, taking these tests, and working with our support team. So thank you in advance for our upcoming testing that's going to be occurring.
Thank you, Ms. Quinn. And I want to share something before we go into the Q&A and conversation with the person that the parents and students that are joining us live. I want to highlight something from our newsletter. Hopefully you got to see it this week, and that's something that we started last week. On the very top of the newsletter, we keep the same URL. The URL is the web address. So that was always the same. So you can bookmark it, have it saved. We will never change it for this year. We might change it next year. We'll see. But one thing that we're doing this year, thank you, Mr. Delgado, for taking care of this innovation, is we want to highlight some of our students. We have many students with many different talents, with very unique skills and abilities. And we know that academics is important, but we also want to make sure that the rest of our educational community, realize that, hey, that kid, like Natalia, she is really into film, and she is part of the film club. She has started the club. She has a passion for it, and most likely there's going to be other students within her school that want to connect to that affinity. And just like Natalia, we have Miguel, we have Alexis, and every year we're going to be spotlighting 2 or 3 or 4 students at a time. So we have an opportunity for everyone to see that, yes, we're online, but we are real people. There's real people, and we have very innovative, unique students with many different skills and abilities. And if you ever want to show this to your grandma, like you were highlighted, but that was 2 weeks ago, and like, oh, I want to show it to my grandma. Now that, she's going to come and visit, you're always going to find at the bottom of the newsletter the link to previous student spotlights. So if you click on this thing, you're going to find the students that we have spotlighted so far. So that's Natalia right there. And then we have Miguel and Alexis, part of the robotics team, that they did really well this past weekend in the district high school robotics competition. And then the first students that we highlighted last week was Carlos, that he's one of our students and he's doing real well as an international chess player. And just like that, you're going to find like Dylan. He's doing something pretty unique for his age. And we're learning about our students. And we want to share who they are and what they do. This is Alima. We didn't want to miss the opportunity to share this picture with everyone. And this was done around Thanksgiving week. So just going back again to the newsletter, every week on our Skyrocket newsletter, we're going to spotlight and highlight some of our students. So hopefully everyone can see that we are an online school, but we have real people, real students with very unique talents. So with that, thank you for joining us live today. Thank you for watching this recording. And it is a pleasure to work for you, work with you. And please let us know if there's something that we can do to enhance the educational experience of your student. With that, I'm going to stop the recording, and we're going to engage in a conversation with the people that are blessing us with their presence today. So let me go and stop the recording. Stop. Pin. Stop.